Hey there, thought I'd try something with this. Got this product, it's called Silicone. It's a silicone moulding paste for making moulds with. It's by a company called Gedio. It's 2-part silicone that you mix equal quantities of each part of the paste. It sets up quite quickly, it sets up in about 5 minutes. So I've never used it before, thought I'd get it and give it a go. Primarily because I've got lots of wee pieces like this. This is a GW Skulls Bits pack, or pieces from it anyway. It's quite expensive, but the pieces are really nice. So seeing as it's for my own use, I thought I'd try and get a wee bit more whack for my money out of it, so thought I'd try and mould it and see if I get anywhere with that, and if I can make some, some more casts from it than plaster. Okay, they mightn't be as crisp as the metal, but I mean I could use them a bit, a few more of them for the amount of money that I paid for them. So I thought anyway I'd give this a go and see how it turns out, and thought I'd let you see what happens as it goes, good, bad or ugly. So let's look at what we're doing. Let's pop that out the way just now. So the instructions say that it's equal portions of each colour. So I'm going to take a cocktail stick because I don't want to touch the bits on the inside of the pot with the other coloured substance from the other pot. So try and do it this way and see, work out if I'm getting the same quantities. It's a wee bit more blue. That's probably about equal. Looks about equal, I think. Right. Let's take these, I'll hold them separately a second and pop the lids back on these before I start mixing. This apparently keeps for around 12 months once you start using it, as long as you keep it in its pots and tightly closed up when you're not using it. Right, next portion is to take these and start mixing them. It takes about a minute to mix it fully till you get an even colour. It's really very soft, more like a sort of Play-Doh texture rather than a plasticine, if you know those two compounds. Quite a lightweight, fluffy sort of texture to it. And that looks reasonably even. Right, it says to work and push it in as you go round things, pushing it into the spaces. There we go. Take that wee bit off there, oops. Still really flexible, although it does give you a caution on the package that it does set up in around 5 minutes, so you don't have limitless working time with it. Right, I'm going to pop that there so hopefully it stays in a shape that's easily pourable. Right, and I have a wee bit left, so I'll take another one of these. That's going to be too big for that one, I'll take this wee one. Try and push it into the eye holes and crevices. Oops, felt the spike coming through there. Right, I'll leave those for it says 5 minutes, I might leave them for 10 or 15 just to be on the safe side, and come back once they've had some resting time. Right, I quickly had to change the wee single skull I used for that. I don't know what I was thinking, it just wasn't, you know, it wouldn't have come out too well because it was packed around a really thin bit to try and get it out. So it's a wee Aquila head I've popped in there really quickly as a mad dash. So, but as a setup, it's really quite hard already, but let's see if I can dig this out of here. This is a scary bit, I don't know how much it'll flex without cracking, or if it'll hold, or if it's... See, it flexes quite well. Well, that's come out quite easily. Well, it's not an Aquila head, it's a sort of gargoyle head. I just grabbed what I could quite quickly, so... Well, that seems to have done reasonably okay, so let's pop that aside and let's see if I can get this. Seems to be lifting okay. Well, that seems to actually look pretty good. So, put that to the side and I'll make up a wee drop of plaster. Just some hydrocal, so that's basically what I've got at the moment. I'm looking into other substances, but for the moment this is what I have, because this is what I'm able to get quickly and easily. Trying to keep as many air bubbles out of this as I possibly can. I'll have to put some more in. Oops. That's why I tipped it into the other pot first. Still not the greatest, I've not been doing moulding very long, so I'm still not the greatest at making up the preferred sort of consistency of plaster. Still at very much the trial and error stage. But it seems to take very much more volume of plaster powder to water than you think originally, but that's looking a bit nearer what I'm after. Just try and tap some of the bigger bubbles out of it. Pour this as best I can. I think this is probably way too thick, but I'm so not good at this yet. Again, get as many of the air bubbles out as possible. If you're wanting to learn about plaster casting, there's lots of better videos out there. That's a big huge air bubble on there. Air bubbles burping out of it. Oops, hey, that helped pretty well. It's probably going to need... That might have been a better way of doing it to start with. Yay, plenty of bubbles bursting on the surface. That's exactly what I'm wanting, because I'd rather them burst on the surface than be inside it causing problems. Right, I'll let those settle for a bit now. I'll come back to you in about an hour once they've set. Right, I was a wee bit tired last night, so I left these overnight rather than just for an hour and went to bed. So following morning, one thing we know, the plaster should be well and truly set. So let's see if we can get these out now and see how things turn out. Something went snap in there. Nope, it's come out alright. Looks not too bad. There's a bit that snapped off in there. I will need it off the bottom jaw in there. Something did go snap that bit there, but detail looks alright on it. I'll need to fish that wee bit out later. Let's see what happens with this one. This appears to be peeling out reasonably easily. Yeah, that came out nice. Detail appears to have come out quite well. Well, I'd consider that a pretty much a success. You know, it mightn't be quite as detailed as the metal work. Mightn't be quite as detailed as the metal one, but certainly it's not a bad facsimile, and certainly usable. Yeah, I'm quite chuffed with that. I'll use those again. So that turned out pretty well. Well, thanks for watching this with me. Hope that helps with when you're looking for things to use to set moulds. So see you later everyone. Thank you.